Greetings, everyone. I'm live right now. Just a different sort of format, I think. Maybe a little bit of a change. I'm trying to come up with a better name than simply like a day of the week with DioWarriors, like Monday with DioWarriors or Tuesday with DioWarriors. I'm trying to come up with something a little bit better. I was thinking live at 5, but we go live whenever we want to, so it's not necessarily 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. Um, but there used to be a Microsoft blog thing. I think it was like live at 5 or something like that, and it was pretty good. Um, Back, especially in the days when I was doing a lot of programming, the Microsoft sites back then, and Bill Gates was still CEO, although it was his last few years. Things were pretty good as for a programmer doing things with Microsoft languages, Visual Basic, Visual C, Visual C++, you know, um, the .NET stuff, things like that, Singularity. F sharp was something. C sharp was still a thing. Um, but all of these languages, were it was a real fun time being a programmer doing Windows programming. That changed, I think, when Windows 8 came out. Things began to change really. Windows 8, I think, just brought about a disaster in terms of the user interface experience and all sorts of stuff like that concerning Windows. And since then, I don't think Microsoft has gotten back the magic that they had. Now it's Windows 10, and they're going towards leaning more towards subscriptions and things like that. And those things I don't like. The interface itself, I don't really care for. And so I do less and less programming for myself these days. And I used to do a lot of programming for myself, especially make my own programs, make my own tools, do all sorts of nice things. But uh, the magic has gone out with the current Windows and in the way that the company's going. So, but live at 5, I believe if I don't screw up the name, it could have been live at 9, but I don't think so. Um, it was a very up to date uh, blog kind of thing, and what was nice is that you got to meet virtually other programmers, other developers of all sorts of stuff. It wasn't just like a forum for like I got a bug in this particular software. Can someone help? It wasn't like that. And they had a lot of articles, a lot of state of the art stuff. You can still find things like that now with them, but things have changed. But with that said, so I'm thinking of a name change to something like Live with DieWarriors, for example. We do have, I don't know if you can hear it, they're working on a unit somewhere nearby, I think on the second floor. I'm on the fifth floor. And so the sounds of hammering and drilling, things like that, is coming through. But so if you can't hear anything, great. But if you can, that's what's going on. So it's a little distracting for me, but I figure I'll go live because when you do a number of these videos and you go live and stuff like that, you kind of feel like something is missing if you don't go live. So sometimes I don't have anything to say and talk about, and so I don't go live, and I'm like, in the back of my mind, something is missing, even if I don't have content. So, but today I do have content. I got a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to change the overall style too. So we do have, we still plan to do more hangouts. but that's when we have a group that's can all meet at a common time. And we haven't had a hangout, a DioWarriors hangout, in a while. And so I've just been extremely swamped with everything that I'm doing. So that's the big thing with me. Um, so I try to go live during the day, and that's mostly when people can't really meet because they got stuff to do. So maybe we could find a good day of the week when we can all meet up in the evening and do something. It's going to be Halloween again. I think last year I had a few seconds. It got hot. A few seconds where I was all in a bunny suit kind of thing, laboratory suit, mask, everything. But it got hot. I was sweating. So when we went live, I was already like sweating, getting uncomfortable, and that was just within a few minutes. So I took it off really quick. Maybe I can put it back on again, even though we're not down in the lockdown mode anymore. But maybe we'll do that. So, well, you know what I forgot to do today? I forgot to do the little countdown thing. But anyways, so I got about 5 days to before I should be able to go back live on Facebook as well. Link the live stuff to Facebook. Ever since posting a 9/11 photo, Facebook has been like coming down hard on me and things like that. So like screw them. But uh, censorship and it's just censorship and bureaucracy kind of thing. Algorithms say, oh, this is. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent. So, what am I doing today? I have several projects that I want to continue, so I may go back and forth. And the reason why I do these kinds of videos and stuff like that is because, first of all, it helps me to show what I do, and it also helps encourage people that they can also grab software. CAD software doesn't have to be simple software. They can grab something complex and make it work for them. And so I do a lot of CAD stuff on these videos. Not everyone goes for that because it is not exciting if you're not doing 3D stuff. But for those who are doing, or they just want background stuff, this will fit. But the other thing is is that it does help me stay focused also, because without it, I'm still going to be doing the CAD stuff, but I get distracted with other things going on, and sometimes those CAD things can linger. So I'm going to try to stay about an hour's worth and see how that goes. And so with that said, I'm going to load up my software. And I like to use SolidWorks. So I'm using SolidWorks 2020. The new version of SolidWorks 2021 is out. It is the tech support is subscription based, so I don't do the tech support all the time. So what I try to do is this year, I'm registered for 2020, so I'll probably will skip 2021. Next year, 2022, I'll renew my tech support stuff and get the latest version, upgrade to the latest. So it's kind of like a quasi subscription, not quite subscription and not quite non-subscription. So it's kind of like in between. So I really don't like subscription-based software. So I try to support software that doesn't force me to subscribe to anything. But anyway, I do like to use SolidWorks, and I use SolidWorks exclusively. Just about. Not that's not really accurate. I do use other softwares for other purposes. For example, I do use other programs to help where I find manipulating an STL, for example, to be easier. Mesh Mixer, for example. I do use other software for renderings. I do use other software for the 2D stuff. But when it comes to 3D, I like the way SolidWorks handles. I find it more intuitive than Fusion 360. There's a few other softwares out there, FreeCAD, that I do like using, but I don't use it anymore. I found there was, it was very similar to SolidWorks in many ways, which made things a little bit easier. Some things I couldn't quite do properly with FreeCAD, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of embraced FreeCAD at first, and then kind of backed away when I found that I couldn't quite, figure the ins and outs of everything that I needed to do. So I went back to SolidWorks. And but anyways, SolidWorks is an extremely powerful program. You can design all sorts of things. What I do, I tend to just design 3D models, and I make them printer friendly, 3D printing friendly. And so what I do in these videos, if you are not aware of, I do show what it takes to manufacture your own 3D printed content. And I use a number of different tools, from different printers to laser cutters and things like that. Other things. I'm looking to get a brand new vacuum forming machine. So I'm in the process of looking for that. I am looking to get an acrylic bending machine, so I could shape stuff, curves, instead of just having a flat acrylic. Make some, get something where I could do curves. Ooh, excuse me. So I got the software here from with the project I was doing yesterday, and let me share that with you. In yesterday's video, I ended up deleting. I didn't like the way it came out, so that's why episode 8. Is it episode 8 or episode 7? Doesn't exist. What did I call this one? Oh, I'll find out later. Episode 9, episode 8. Anyways, let's see. Share screen. I'm using StreamYard, by the way. And there's also, I think, Melon is a competing product, which works basically the same way as StreamYard. So I want to share this. Share. Hide this. Now I'm going to switch to what you call it. To this. Okay. So this is good. Okay, so what I was doing yesterday, and I'm just going to work a little bit on this before I switch gears, because I'm more in the mood of working with, I'll show you. This prop. It's like a little space lander thing. What I'm in the mood to do is work on the foot pads, landing pads. And then finally getting around to printing the weapon. And so I'm going to, I have some weapons already in design, so I'll just continue with that. But the foot pads, I will, I believe I have some foot pads that were designed, so I'm going to open that up and take a look. And then if everything looks good, work on the STL and send that to the printer. So I want to finish up this project, and that means also I got to work on the bottom part. So I want to work on this project. But before I start with that, what I want to do is just kind of add another little segment to what I was working on yesterday. Now, because yesterday's video is deleted, what I was doing yesterday, I'm working on making a speaker system, a holder for this speaker. This is one of those speakers where, you know, it's requires a how would I say, a USB connection, and you can play back. There's no way to play back directly, so I have to like have a wire going through. But it's one of those speakers that you know, it's a wireless thing. It's got a magnet that allows it to fit together. But what I want to do is that on the VSS, I want to play background sounds. And so I want to have like a speaker system connected to the engine room area. I want to have another speaker system like in the middle, you know, where the workspace stuff is, the offices, the labs, laboratories. And I want to have one also in the hangar bays. Maybe I could hide one in the bridge, things like that. The thing is that what I want to do is playback sound, background sounds. And with the VSS is mostly USB powered. So I can put USB devices and power something like this. So I'm looking for a way to hide it. And I'm thinking either upside down from the ceiling on the port and starboard side, or suspend it somewhere in the middle, you know, with some sort of tube in the middle. So that way the speaker ends are facing starboard and port. So that way, like at a convention, or I could just have it here, you know, you walk around and you'll hear like, okay, it sounds like they're working on something, the maintenance bay. You walk around, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I can hear the thrusters, you know, the roar of the thrusters and, you know, things like that. So that's what I'm working on. And so what I need this one. So what I did yesterday was design a rudimentary system to suspend this tube going up, like, you know, this way, and then like another tube to suspend. And then I went ahead and made a holder, which is what you see here on the screen. And what I have to do next, and then I went ahead and made a basic speaker thing that looks like this, that kind of models this. The reason is because, you know, this one has a lot of control surfaces on this side. The other side has it too. Different control surfaces, a volume control, an auxiliary jack there, USB connection there. So what I need to do is I just need to do a couple cuts on this holder for this side, just so I can put so I don't have any obstructions to control these surfaces. You know, like I'm going to need to have a space, a gap, so I can access the wire thing here for the jack, and for the USB, and for the volume control. And I will also need to design a little container area where I can put a magnet, and put the magnet, because the magnet's dead center. Some magnets here. So you can see, it's dead center there. So I don't have the proper magnets, so I'll need to order some magnets. I'm not quite sure what size I should order. But anyway, so I'm going to just put everything as placeholders with the intent I'll finish it as I go on. So that's what I want to do right now. Just very quickly, just want to add some placeholders. Okay, so let's see. This is one thing here. I need to go open. I'll do the bottom, the jack one first. So I need to open, I believe, this. What I should do is make a copy. File, save as. I'm just going to call this one 2. Okay, there's a reason why I did that. Let me open the file again, but open the previous file. This one. So one thing that I've been thinking about a lot recently is virtual reality. So this is about, I'm going to make this about 20 millimeters, 20 millimeter cut. So somewhere around here, don't know where, so I'm just going to define where. Oh, let's just do it right up here. So recently I've been thinking a lot about virtual reality. And one thing that I like about SolidWorks is that it is one of those CAD softwares where they are obeying the requirements to do virtual reality compliant objects. So in other words, long story short, what you design in SolidWorks is compliant to the virtual reality systems, such as, and this is what I'm interested in getting, the Microsoft HoloLens. And the reason why I'm interested in the HoloLens, rather than a pure virtual reality goggles like the Oculus and others, is because the HoloLens allows you to see through. So with something like the Oculus and other ones like that, where it's just LCD screens in front of your eyes, you can't see through it. So that means that you put it on, you're not going to see anything. You turn it on, you're only going to see what you design in front of you. So, for example, an advantage, what I like about the HoloLens is that, for example, I could take the model that I did of this, okay, as a 3D model, and I could have it suspended in the air. I could take it, touch it. Well, not really touch it, but I could take it. I could see my hands, and I can, move it around. I can take it and put it on a desk. This desk, I don't have to make a virtual reality desk. I can use this desk. So in other words, I could design this thing one-to-one, okay, and I could put it right next to a Halo figure. This one doesn't, it doesn't have to be the real physical object. So I could be this, imagine this as the design object. So I could take this virtual object and put it right next to a real world action figure, and I can get the scale and make sure everything is scaled properly. I could design a vehicle that way. I could have a real world figure and bend the legs and everything like he's sitting, and design a virtual chair, 1/18 scale chair, and I can suspend it there and put the real world figure like that. Likewise, the other way around. If I can design a figure, it goes the other way. So I could have a virtual figure, and I can put it with a virtual chair and see how these things would look. Put it into a virtual cockpit, design a spaceship all around that. Everything looks good. Then it's time to go into the physical realm, print it, and make it into a real world thing. But the thing is that I will be able to manipulate the virtual object. So I am leaning towards that. The thing is that I need to make more sales because we do have our own action figure line that is in the works. Things are being paid for. Things are coming together. So that's a real world thing, and so that's happening. And at the same time, the Microsoft HoloLens, just the basic stuff is almost $4,000. So it's like $3,050, that kind of thing. I think, as a bare bones, I think this computer can handle it. But the smart thing to do would be to upgrade the hardware on this computer and basically build a more beefy computer. So, computers are not cheap. When you do stuff like this, that's about $1,000 something, not including the video card, which can be quite expensive. So, we're looking at several thousand just to get into the virtual reality scene. And of course, you have to move quickly when you do stuff like this. Else, by the time you get all the resources together, it's obsolete and you have to get the latest. So, so I'm thinking about like starting with the computer, get the computer. I should mute this. Get the computer up and going with a bigger, better machine, and then focus on getting the HoloLens, because it would be nice to be among the first, maybe even the first to design action figures. Or, well, I don't do the designs myself for the action figures. I contract that out. But in terms of the props, it will be wonderful to design all the stuff that I do, already in a virtual environment, viewed virtually. Maybe I could even, convince the design studio to invest in that too. That would be awesome. They don't have to directly invest with the hardware. For example, there's multiple ways you can work with the files. For example, I don't have to actually have ZBrush files. I could have other kinds of files, and I can just position the figure in the ideal sitting position, and have the figure positioned where I can design the chairs, the cockpit all around, and that would be awesome. But anyway, so enough of that. That's something I'm very interested in getting more involved with. I've always been involved with the knowledge about virtual reality ever since my high school days. And I was doing things back then. My undergraduate years at LSU, I was doing things with virtual worlds. So I've always been into the virtual environment in some degree, but never actually having the goggles or anything like that. So I'm interested, very interested in getting the HoloLens, extremely interested in doing that. And then you know, making some history with action figure stuff, you know. So exciting things. So anyway, okay, so I need to do 20 millimeters. I'm going to, instead of doing a 20 millimeters with a curve, I'm just going to go ahead and just do 10 and 10 bidirectional. This is just a guidelines for me right here. Let's go. Let's make this into construction. Construction. What I want to do here, okay, is what I want to do is make a cut. Well, actually, what I don't want to make a cut yet. I'm thinking of the other part. What I want to do here is yeah, I do kind of want to make a cut. It's about 15 millimeters. And I need to go up from the bottom about 14 millimeters. Yeah, 14 millimeters. So up from the bottom about 14 and make, so I'm going to do another offset 15 millimeters right here. Actually, no, this is a waste of time. So this is fine because I needed to identify middle. Oh, I did not need to do it like this. So let me go to change my planes. I want to find this plane here. I go features, insert, reference geometry plane, and I need to make another plane outside the diameter of this thing. So let's just say 30. Is it 30? 30 will work. Yeah, 30 will work, but let's get a little bit closer. 28, 27. Let's do 27. Okay, so here, now I'm going to go sketch. Come on, sketch. Center line. Need to go up 14 millimeters. And then do an offset as a guide at 15, so 7.5. Okay. We'll make these into construction lines, which are used for references. They're somewhat ignored in terms of making a 3D structure. They're mostly like references, guidelines, things like that. So somewhere there, I need to do, I don't want to be so accurate. I don't need to be so accurate. This is an oval hatch that's about 10 millimeters, so around 15. So all I need to do is center line. Make it come down 10. Okay. I think I didn't make it as a yeah, I did. Okay, good. So then the other thing is to make another. Come on. It's there's a reason why I put it there, but it's seen the other line first. Delete that. That's where I want it to be. I really don't want to do an oval. You know, I mean, I can do it. I don't usually make ovals very much. So how does this work? Select the oval to an ellipse. Okay. Okay, so how does it work? I click this and do what? So select a point. Second point. Can I just do? Okay. So this is approximately the shape. And all I need to do with this is just make a bump. So features. I don't need to make this pretty. I'm just gonna say 1 millimeter there, a little bit less than that actually. Let's just go the other direction. Let's go up to surface and throw something there. Okay, so this is approximately the size and shape of the little rubbery hatch thing. Now I need to from the end. There's another way I can do something here too. I wish I knew how to, on a curved surface, how to measure the things a little bit more accurately. Maybe I need to get a different kind of compass, something like that, something for curves, to determine the angles and things like that. Anyway, something I just noticed on the bottom. So let's go to the bottom. Sketch. And yeah, so between there are these bumps, little circles. They're about 5 millimeters. And they're like half a millimeter from the edge. I don't know if you can see it with all the glare and everything, but there's these little bumps, little feet. And I'm going to use that as the guide. 0.5. Bi-directional, okay. Reverse direction. Okay. How am I going to do this? Left and right. So it's about 50.5 millimeters. Okay. Let's just say from there. Really, it should be from end to end. So let's just say from here. And I need to do the other side. So there. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Copy. Okay, gonna make circular array. Not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 of them. Yeah, it looks approximately like what I'm looking here. I'm sure the measurements are a little bit off, but that's okay, I think. Let me just leave this alone. Let me do this again. Select that, this. Because some of these are indents and some of these are raised. So these are raised. So I'm going to raise these features, just eyeball it. You know, so that when I have the tools right in front of me, I have a hard time justifying eyeballing something. It's about 2 millimeters. So this 2. That's okay. And for simplicity purposes, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to, like, round it out or anything like that. Now for the indent parts, I'm just going to do the same thing over again. Remember, all this structure thing here is just as a reference. I'm not trying to recreate precisely this because I have no intent to print it or whatever. So features, let's just go inside. Let's just do extruded cuts. Also 1 millimeter. Oh, 2 millimeters, sorry. Okay, and yeah. So that's how the structure looks. Save this. Now 2 last things. So I'm just eyeballing. So there's one. Let's go from here. Sketch. Center line. So there's one. Between here. And just eyeballing this, it looks like it's going to be right in the middle. So this is right in the middle. So it's right about there. Okay. File, save. Let me just save this. No, and I have to save it like this because yeah, I can do this. Okay, right here. And let me do the so let me see. So from there, about 15 millimeters, 16 millimeters up. Okay. See, this is now this is where SolidWorks is a little bit tricky to do. To do the same approach as I did here, I have to make a plane, but this is a curved surface. There's ways to specify like an angle and all that stuff. Let's see. An easy way to do is just simply make like a hexagon and then use that as the thing to guide. So okay, let's try this, because I'm never good when it comes to angles and things like this. So we'll see. Okay, so insert reference geometry plane. Why? Oh, okay. First reference. Can I? No, can I use this as the first reference? Insert reference geometry plane. Okay, this should be first reference right here. Oh, would you look at that? Exactly what I need. Oh, input is complete. This is what I need. This is what I need. What can I? Third reference. Can I specify this? Well, see, I don't want that. Third reference. Can I? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Insert. See, there's a way. Can I? What? I'm just guessing right now. See, this is where I have problems usually with SolidWorks. That means I would have to go to like a YouTube video and see how others do it. Can I just do this? Can I just select this? Okay, this is kind of like what I want to do. Then I go insert reference plane, and then I specify flip the offset to something like, I don't know, 5. That's going to be a little bit too close. Go 6. 6.5. Okay. So yeah, so there are some features I don't use all the time. And when I need to use them, it shows I am out of practice with it. Okay, I gotta keep in my mind that this plane I'm working on is not sunk in, but it's slightly before the surface of the cylinder. Okay, so I said what, 16? So you go up 16. So 16 is right there. Yeah, actually it looks right. Okay, so I need to make a square. So this one, it's about 6.5. So how about the height? It's about 3 millimeters. Sorry, my voice. 3 millimeters. So let me just do this. Center line. Three. And then I just do an offset 3.5, 6.5 I said. So select it, we go 3.25. Bidirectional. Since it has a shape, I'm just going to go ahead and just make it to a square, into a rectangle. Okay, and features, extruded cut. Offset from surface. Which surface? This one. What do I want the offset? 2 millimeters is fine, and then that. So now I have a cut. Save. Okay, now one more thing. Okay, I need to eyeball from the bottom. I'm going to try to do the same approach. Sketch, sketch. And this one I'm purely eyeballing here. Right about there. Okay, that means if I want to do this properly, I think this is going to be, no, I think I was doing it right. Oh, you know what? On this one, I don't need, on this other approach, I don't need to do the same. Okay, this one is going to be easier. And thinking about it right now, I could have done this method also on the previous step. Get this. So, okay, I select the bottom. I go Insert, Reference Geometry. Oh, let me get out of this. Let me just select it. Let me just save this in case I do something that just blows the program out of the water. Select the bottom, Insert, Reference Geometry, Plane. And I need to go up to the same number of millimeters, 16. So I could go Insert. Oh, yeah, so I'm still a plane. Yeah, okay, good. Right here, 16 millimeters. Flip offset to go the other direction. select it. Then, okay, upside down. Okay, good. Select sketch. Let's clearly identify the border, which is right there. Now remember, I'm working on this one. So this is probably right side up, huh? No, this is upside down. Okay, so I'm going to select this one. And make another circle. What's the size that I need? 13, let's just say 14 millimeters. Diameter. Yeah. So 14. It's actually a little less. So because the wheel, but this is just a cut that I'm doing. The wheel doesn't stick out that much for the volume control. Okay, but all I want to do is just do a cut. Actually, do I really need a cut? No, I just need to do the wheel for it. So the wheel is not quite that big. Maybe what I can do here is reduce this. It just has to. It looks like it sticks out about 2 millimeters. So really, it just needs to stick out. I just need to have something sticking out 2 millimeters. Millimeters. Just a small little bitty volume control knob. Yeah, about 2 millimeters. So make this into a construction line. So I'm just going to do, instead of 14, I'm just going to do, or 6 something. I'm just going to do about 6. Oh. So let's make it 12.5. Copy. Paste. Don't know why it came out so. Okay, anyway. So yeah, something like this. This is what I need. Just eyeballing it like this. Yeah, this is what I need as a guide. Features. Select this for construction. I can make this one to construction. Okay. And I go. How thick? It's not 2 millimeters thick. It's already done. Which direction is going to go down? No, I want to go up. Okay. And that is approximately where I need to be right now. So these are the control surfaces. So let me go File, Save. And I think this is a good stopping point for this particular project. Let me go to, let me go open and bring up the assembly, because I need to update the assembly. This is the assembly. I'm going to go ahead and change the name, rename assembly dash speaker prop A. Okay. So I'm going to open this one. Now, part of it is not going to be found, I think. Rebuild, let's see, maybe it will be found. Okay, yeah, so it did. Okay, so this is the speaker part. View, hide, show, hide all types. Come on, hide all types. Hide all types? Oh, I have to click off. Okay. So this is how this is going to look as a reference. Save. So just to show, if I go open, and I go to the thumbnails. Okay, this one here. I go open this assembly. Unable to locate the file. Speaker prop A. Yes, let's search. A1-1 assembly. Oh yeah, because I just changed the name. Rebuild, yes. Okay, so with this, you can see more or less these are where I have to make the cuts. So I'll probably do this on tomorrow's video or something. View, go view, hide show, hide all types. So, so I'm going to have to make a 20mm cut here, or maybe a bit bigger, so it gives me some wiggle room. Make the cut here a little bit larger than what I have, so I'm just going to cut like this, just big square, big gash, maybe make it kind of sculpted. This one here, from the top, maybe almost all the way to the bottom and goes back up, a big U-shaped cut. And for the USB connector, the other little hole that we have here, same thing, which is big, huge U cut. The reason is because, this is going to be sliding in and out. So there may be a wire or something like that connected to it. So that's why I'm going to have a cut from the top of this gray piece rather than the bottom from it. And that's it for now. Then what I will do next would be the other side, this side, which has different control surfaces. And I'll do the cuts for those. And then I'll swing back to do the middle part and flesh that out some. Do the greebles. Then the way it's going to attach, this is not how it's going to be to attach, but this is the attachment point. It's going to be somewhere here. And it's going to end up looking nice. Okay. So it's going to suspend from the ceiling like an upside down letter T. Okay, so we will file, save. Now I'm going to switch gears and go to the lander item. So I'm going to go close, 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 close. Let's see. What I need to do is Let me locate on Windows Explorer, File Explorer, whatever they call it now. Let me change directories to my props folder, and then I go to the weapons folder. Is it weapons? Yeah, I think it might be under weapons. 118 scale. Satellite systems, maybe. Version 1, is this? Yeah, okay. So let me copy the path. Copy. Go File, Open. And let me go and paste. Okay. There we are. Now, this is the assembly, or at least this is one of the assemblies, which is the more current assembly. I got two other assemblies here, so let's assembly lander, assembly turret. Maybe lander is probably the full thing. Rebuild, yes. So you can see here, previously I was working on the foot pads. And that's what I want to verify, to see if they're ready for printing. Yeah. Okay, good. Let me take a quick look and see. I think this is good enough for printing. Do I need to do anything on the bottom, like put some sort of treads, some sort of rather? No, I think I'll just leave it as flat. The actual model that I'm printing is actually a little bit different than this in regards to here, the thruster part here. I got double thrusters in the physical model, and I just have it as a single thruster on the virtual model. It's got a dot here. Look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a quick look at the actual file for this. I don't know how long it'll take to print. So let's go to File, Open. You can see I'm trying different ideas for the weapons, different iterations of the way things connect. Here's another weapon. I think it was the last thing I was working on. So let me go to the foot peg. I thought I saw it. There it is, foot pad. Foot peg. Foot pad. Okay, let's see. I go File, Select. Let me just add a little fillet here. 0.5. 0.5 be a good one. Yeah, 5 is good. And I should probably do a little fillet for the other surfaces, just make things a little bit rounded. For example, we'll do this. No, okay, can't do that. So I have to go piece by piece, huh? Okay. Oh, this is chamfer. I don't want to do chamfer. What for that? 0.25. I do this. Yes, look at that. Can I do this here? Yes, look at that. Okay. I tell you, recently I've been so bogged down printing stuff. It's been affecting other areas, and so I'm trying to break out of that. One last thing to verify. Okay. Save. Switch to the assembly. Yes. I want to select one of these sides here. Change the orientation. Normal 2. Yeah, you can see how the inside structure is not going to touch the bottom of the foot pad. Yeah, so there's clearance. I suppose that leaves some future room to have a ratcheting thing. You know, I can have something that impacts. But we'll see how this works without all of that. Oh, hard. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to bring up the 3D program I use to generate the G code for the printers. And I'm going to now switch over to this. I'm going to say File, Save As, Cancel, being referenced, huh? Oh. Okay, well, so it allows me to save it, huh? Okay, so STL, footpad 2, save. Yes. Okay, and I do want to design the bottom part here, begin closing up this, but I do want to also design the turret. So let's see. I'm going to toss this into the program. STL, pad. This is uninteresting, so I'm not going to share the screen at the moment. Okay, so let's see. I just want to see how long it's going to take. No raft, just print directly. One hour, can I do it? I guess if I get started, huh? Okay, so let me go, now it's gotten interesting. So let me copy the path to my folder directory, files, save. Paste. And save the file. The G code. Paste. Okay, yeah. Good. So it'll take 3 hours to do 3 of them. So I could close that. I could come back to this and do the primary weapon. Okay, what I want to do at the moment is, which printer can I print this on? I'm having issues with the build plate on this one, but I can print it on this one anyway. So let's see. Micro SD cards. Micro XD. Okay, turn on the USB thingy. STL. Get the proper folder. Let's see, USB drive. Open a new window. I don't have it previously done. Actually, I do have it previously done. Do I have enough space to kind of just not delete anything? Copy here. Ah, yes. Okay, good. I have enough space. Okay. So I don't have to delete anything. Make sure no activity. Okay. Then we'll turn it off. Now here where it gets kind of messy is that I've been having some electrical issues with the oh, how about that? It's on. With the extensions that the printers are plugged in. And so I've been buying new extensions. What I'm trying to do is get a good extension that get a good extension that I can, how would I say, have individual on-off switches for each plug. So that way I can turn off and on each, any printer in the order that I want. Let's see, I need to grab hairspray. I tend to use this Garnier Fructis style hairspray to help adhere the first layers onto the build plates. one of the most handiest tools to use. I learned about this tool back when I was doing a lot of stuff with MakerBot printing. To get items to stick to the MakerBot, back then people were experimenting with all sorts of mechanisms and all sorts of ways, putting paper like loose leaf paper on the build plate, clamping it down, printing on the paper, which was it actually has very very good properties to adhere. I mean, you put stuff on there, it will stick so well that when you remove the parts, you might leave a little bit of paper. So, but yeah, the paper method was good. Cardboard stock, things like that. People were trying all sorts of ways. Then BuildTak came out. I don't know if that's the name of the company, but it's almost like a very fine grit sandpaper, but it's not sandpaper. And that stuff works very very well to have things adhere to it. But what works good with it is hairspray, and hairspray works well with other materials too. For example, if you're using a glass surface, in the MakerBot days, we were using borosilicate glass with Kapton tape, a thermal tape on top of it, and so that way the glass can get heated, and the items will stick onto the tape, and you can hairspray onto the tape glass, and as the item cools, when you finish with printing, you can just remove it fairly easily. It's a lot better than using a glue stick method. And I've used the glue stick method on a different printer that uses a metal build plate. And the glue method works extremely well for that. But hairspray was better. And I didn't use hairspray on that after I tried it, because on that metal, the hairspray worked so well that I had a hard time removing the part. I was got to the point where I was having to chisel off and break off the part because it was better, very very tight. So the glue stick method was ideal for that material because it would stick good, but not so tight that you had to break it off. So okay, so it's getting the first layer. It's printing, yay! Again, on slow speed, I'll up the speed so I can finish up in about an hour and have something to test. Now, the only other thing that I'm working on this, and I'm feeling a little bit tired, so I'm not going to continue with the video, but just to inform, I am working on the weapon part, and I was thinking this. Although I'm thinking maybe this was the basis for a laser weapon. And let me see if the other assemblies that show other things, let me see if those are showing the railgun, but let's see, turret. Let me try this one. Open. Yeah, this was This was an experiment. I actually don't mind this particular weapon. This was an experiment that I am abandoning. I'm not going to do this one because this part was not quite coming out the way I wanted. It was a little bit too tall and all that stuff. But that's the problem with some of these items. You know, things look, you know, with good potential, and then you put them in, and you know, it's like, okay, well, if I have a weapon on this, it's got to turn, it's got to pivot. I don't want anything to touch it and prevent it from having a good arc of fire. You know, this may work. You know, what I would do is, yeah, this may work. I would have to really shorten this one. Maybe I can do that right now. So what parts is that? Weapon arm 1-1. File open. W's, huh? Weapon arm. Weapon laser, weapon arm 1-1. Okay, so let's try this. I'm just looking to see which item I need to alter. See, let's see, it's not going to be that one. Let's see if I... It's just that. That's just going to be this. Okay, it's this one. So what I could try to do is I can keep these, copy it just in case. Just move it down. Let me cancel. Let me be a bit more precise. So I can move down, let's say, 10 millimeters here. Okay. Well, before I do that, let's move this down 10 millimeters. So for that, I'm going to anchor one point, and then I'm going to say I want this line. I'm going to use this line as the guide. That was 43. I don't like numbers that look like 43.87, blah, blah, blah. So let's just drop it down, make it 33. That's going to be somewhere there. Now, of course, it's going to look kind of skinny and all that stuff. Okay, good. I see everything adjusted. I will have to go back in and make this part, the arms, especially the bottom and the way the angle is and all that stuff, make it look better. So this is just a rough sketch. You can imagine it as a rough sketch. I'll have to flesh it out, make it better. Okay. Oh, yes. Well, a little bit better there, but maybe I can move this one down. Still kind of centered. Oh, this might be doable. Oh, you can see it's not quite. Okay, let me see what items are mated. That, and only that. This to what? I don't know. Okay, so if this is like this, should be able to grab it now. So I'm just testing the range of motion then using this particular gun. I may use this gun as the one because it's already designed. To me, I think it looks good. I use this one on the mechs, and I'm going to have to update the mechs with this. So, but if I look at this, can I turn? Yeah, so it's on the turntable. So should have a clear range. Okay, to shoot vertically. So if I keep nothing on the bottom, yeah, it should. And I don't really add much to the rear of the weapon. It should be able to shoot vertically. And of course, what goes up must come down. So, you know, unless this is out on an asteroid where it's not going to get that much gravity. Can you imagine shooting at a UFO? UFO comes out from over the horizon and real fast. Just continuously shooting like that. Shooting down angle. It's going to be a little bit more problematic, but that's kind of expected. Okay, I'm going to use this weapon. Now, what I would do is I put a separation of 16 millimeters between here and here, between that side and that side. So what I would have to do is make, let's just play around a little bit real fast with the values for that. Edit feature. I'm just eyeballing it for being centered. So if I say 15, it's going to be not too much. So I kind of want it like right in the middle here. I want the barrel kind of in the middle. So what do you think that would be? 12 millimeters? 10? Maybe 8. 8 millimeters. Well, maybe, let's go 9, but it's probably 8.5. Uh, 8.25. Now that's getting a little bit too crazy now. Let's just make it 8 because when I, it's going to have a space, a gap in between. It's not going to be fused. So 8 millimeters gives us at least half a millimeter of wiggle room to kind of put some small spaces in between. So this is good enough. So 8 millimeters. I'm going to have to make an 8 millimeter part. That's going to have to go between the weapon here and attached to this here. And it may not be exactly 8 millimeter because I'm thinking like if I want to make this secured to the weapon, I'm thinking of some sort of adapter mount, something that can. Okay, so we have the arm right here. So I'm thinking of something that can fit over like this. So that way we can turn, pivot like that, and not come out. Once you put the peg, the axle inside, it'll lock it like that. Okay, so for starters, let's do 8 millimeters. And let me save this. Do I have this weapon here? Oh, I need to increase the speed. Okay, I'm going to do full speed. Temperature looks okay. Okay, now the race is on because I really gotta leave. Gotta get out of here in about an hour. Okay, so let's see. No, I don't see the weapon here. Maybe, no. Do I have it on a folder? No, the only folders here. All the rest is, that you see here are... Well, you're not looking at that, huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would have to locate the weapon elsewhere and use it. Get the dimensions for that. But what I can do right here, right now, as a quick thing, is I can select this, and I can go. I don't want to say edit component. I can go sketch. Now I don't want to save this. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about that. So I'm going to go normal 2. And I'm just going to get the diameter. This is another nice little feature to do with SolidWorks. I can get the diameter of the item here. And the middle one, okay, it's fine. I know what the middle diameter is. I kind of standardize it. Okay. Then I'm going to just copy it. Don't want to copy all of that. Just want to copy this. Copy. And then I'm going to go, don't want to save it. So I want to cancel. Now, just for anything, I want to save the file. Again, I do a lot of saves, so, I'm going to go File, New. right, sketch, paste. Then I'm going to do a quick extrusion. I'm just going to say 8 millimeters, but I know that's not going to be the finished thing. Okay. So we go 8 millimeters. No, come on, just 8. And maybe I should do it mid-plane, like that. Right here, do a sketch. I just have an idea in my mind to kind of flesh out this prop a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get the border. And I'm going to go clip this off. What's this? 14? Say 10. So let's make a 10 millimeter extension to this prop. This is going to be the front. I'm like I said, I'm just tossing things out there as a rough item, rough sketch kind of thing. So kind of like working on an idea. I can probably, well, for now, let's make this 5 millimeters. So that way I could have room to expand forward and not look too much. I could always increase it and make it more. Here's something else about SolidWorks. If I want to select everything, you know, like just this line, and this line, and what I can do is I can you know, block it in with a square like this. So I can, but if you go from left to right, you have to include what all the sketches that you want to grab. So for example, if I just grab a corner, it won't work. I have to say if I want to grab this line, I have to grab the entire line. Okay, I can't just grab a part of the line. If I want to grab this line, obviously I can select it, but I can't just grab part of the line. I have to grab the whole line. However, if I go from right to left in the opposite direction, I can just grab part of it. Like at the corner, I got 2 lines. If I want to just grab that whole line, I could just grab a part of it, and it grabs the whole line. If I want to grab these 3, just part of it. If I want to grab just these, like I want to, just that. So in this case, I just want to grab only this one. And then I want to grab that end point and drag it to right about there. Then I want to clip the excess. And how come it didn't make it solid? There's probably an opening somewhere. Zoom in. Ah, I'm not going to mess with it. What I'll do is delete this and just grab it again. I'll make it again. Okay, there. So I'm going to go features. That was 8 millimeters, huh? Yeah. So let's say let's go from there up to the surface to here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and put it into the assembly so we get an idea of what's going on. Save as. I don't know what to call it, so weapon mount. I don't know, weapon spacer, weapon mount 1-1. Or just call it like that. Weapon sensor, maybe. And I go file, open. Oh no, it's already open. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Switch. Me, I'm thinking about food. I'm thinking about something that my wife made recently, which is a nice New Orleans style muffalata. But we didn't have the proper bread, so we used um, regular a loaf of bread, 2 slices, nice and thick. But the proper way to do is to get the proper bread and use that. So we got to figure out either how to make it or where to buy it. It's not common to find outside of New Orleans. So because it's an Italian bread, but it's not truly from Italy. The bread was made here in the U.S. in New Orleans by Italians, and at least I think they were Italians. I had to go back and check my muffalata history, but that's what I think it is. And so the recipe is not very um, easily found, so I'll have to find it and do it. Or maybe I can find where to buy. Because my wife seems to make a very mean muffalata, very good. And I'm thinking about that right now, and that's kind of distracting me. So, yeah. So, assembly, insert, weapon, mount. Let's try that. Rotate component. Something like this. So I'm going to say mate here to here. Now what I want to do before continuing is I want to remove this mate right there. Then I want to say mate this side. To this side. With a 0.25 millimeter gap. Okay. And then I want to drag this out a little bit. And for the moment, I just want to make this to this with also a 0.25 millimeter gap. Okay, that's good enough. So that means I can also increase the diameter of this thing to make it kind of uniform to that. So the idea is that once I get those, okay, remember on the inside of that cylinder or that round part on the other side, you have these oval-like pieces. So these keys, or however we're going to call them, I'm going to have to make placements, attachment points on the inside of this area here. And so the idea is that when I move this weapon up and down, when I pivot it up and down, the sensor part should also pivot up and down. Right now, it's not going to do that because there's nothing that tells it that to keep that direction. Oh, look at this. Yeah, so that's going to be an issue right here. So let's go back here. Let's go sketch, sketch, sketch. Normal 2. Sketch there. Right here, go. Oh, wrong. Let me get a line. Come on, line. And extend. Extend and then trim. Now what I want to do is make a little cut, just big enough so those items are missed. One 1.5 millimeters. Let's try it. Let's go back and take a look. Okay, so it has a nice clearance right there. That's good. Yeah. So it's going to come along well. And I'm going to save this. File save. And then I'm going to call it quits for now because I'm feeling a little tired. Oh, that landing pad is going to be kind of big. So when it gets done, I'll take a photo or something and show it on the next video. And so hopefully tomorrow I'll do another video and you guys get to see it. Okay, folks, let me switch over to the browser to StreamYard. And 2 minutes left to go before it's a solid 2 hours. And I only wanted to do 1 hour. So that's how it turns out. Well, thank you for watching. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please help the channel to grow. Please like and share, or basically like and share. Definitely subscribe, but definitely subscribe, but certainly click like and share. Apparently, the YouTube algorithms like when people click like, but they also approve it, so it benefits the channel when people share. So they count how many shares goes in. So please share. Okay, catch y'all later, and thank you for watching. See you guys tomorrow.